Look what I got, guys.
What'd you get?
Oh, you got
Oh,
Yeah.
Good man. A wise choice.
Even without playing it, I've gotten so much reading out of it.
Well, right,
Yeah.
and if I really enjoy a game, I want them to have some of my money. So,
right. Absolutely.
well, also, I just want it on the bookshelf in case I need to run it someday.
Yeah.
That's a really
it's-
cool cover. I love
It
the
is, yeah.
design on that.
It's perfect. I need to get that book too, just because from what little I've seen of it, it's just a beautiful book to have.
Mhm.
I really
Yeah.
jive with the art, and the style of it is just really well executed.
So why don't we just go ahead and play through Rip Slag Cheek's clocks and say that they're done, and they're done.
Nice.
Okay.
only makes sense.
I believe, what are your clocks? You got Ghosts A Coming is one.
Ghosts Are Coming, which is my favorite. And I kind of hope that never actually finishes because I just like the name of it.
We could always start a new Ghosts to Come and Clock if it does.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I would love that. And then
Ghosts Are Coming
Curious
too.
Spirit.
The next one is Bad Ghosts Are Coming.
I see a bad ghost rise in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this and Monster of the Week are
yeah.
the
Yeah.
two I really feel like deserve more attention in the future.
Yeah, we need to give Monster another outing.
And what was the Keanu Reavers?
Oh
Yeah.
King of
King of
Dungeons.
Dungeons. Yeah.
That was D&D with the King of Dungeons.
Yeah,
King of Dungeons.
I want to
Ring of Dungeons, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Reavers. Well, I just think the Keanu Reavers is a fun crew.
We had a good dynamic on that.
Yeah.
Rob, are you running a pre-built module here, or
Oh no.
no? This is all you.
I don't even know if there is a pre-built module for this.
No.
No.
Because you start with the crew, making their
Mhm.
characters and their crew, and try to if I had a smuggling mission, and you guys are like,
Mhm.
no, we want to do arcane sabotage, then my
Mhm.
mission,
Yep.
yeah. So no, you kind of have to
Mhm.
play it toward what the crew is wanting to do.
Well, sure.
That's the weird thing about this game is that, I would never run it in a million years, but it's so much fun to play.
Well, you pull it off fairly well, Rob.
Oh, thank you.
I've felt we've had a pretty convincing, fleshed out Duskwall without a
Yeah.
whole lot of plot holes or.
Yeah, just don't look too close.
Oh yeah, never do.
If I was going to run this, I would just listen to R1 and just run that with somebody else. That's how I'd do it. But as far as I know, there's no published ones.
I don't think so. Okay, we have everybody. So let's start. Just quick remind us who your characters are, please. A quick intro. You don't have to do anything to advance their character background at this point. Just a quick re-intro since it's been weeks and weeks. Let's start. I'll just go down the list. Go with Rip Slag Cheek.
Hi, Rip Slag Cheek. Indeterminate type of person, likes to wear a thick, heavy cloak. Very interested in dead things, especially dead things that come back to talk.
All right, Silver.
Silver, the slide, the attractive young woman of noble background, trying to make her way in the mean streets of where the hell are we?
Duskwall.
Duskwall. Thank you.
Takes everything you've got.
Yeah. Seymour.
Seymour, the long, tall, lean, conniving spider, usually has a plan at the ready and a pistol up his sleeve.
All right. Wee Willie Two Teeth.
Oh, wee Willie Two Teeth, Coleridge Badger, still small like a Dickensian child, and maybe has a grudge against Helena Gunn Vale, but we'll see that later. Enjoys gambling and enjoys an explosion or two because he's a leech.
I'm playing Helena Gunn Vale, and Gunn is a hound, and she is a former blue coat, a bit of a crack shot. Usually has at least one, maybe two firearms on her at any given time, typically with electroplasmic ammunition, because she's starting to find her passion in life. Her new passion, after losing her dream job, is killing ghosts. Feels awful good. Bustin' makes her feel good.
Together you are the Sun Chasers. And you are coming off an evening of great success. You did a job contracted by the fixer sort of fella Van Dorn to
Yep.
rip off an 3 centuries old ledger book for some reason from the Bowmore Festival Hall as they celebrated the anniversary of the construction of the vast Bowmore Bridge. You got in and out reasonably unscathed with a variety of chicaneries and strange encounters along the way, including a possessed actor / courtesan who was getting ready to blow up the building.
Didn't Rip have a chance to look at that book?
Well, you didn't take, because you handed it off, but as you'll recall, Rip Slagcheek, as it was walking away, he had some kind of spirit sense going on and realized that there's some kind of powerful spirit entity in the book.
That's right.
Yeah, it's haunted or possessed or
Definitely got to check that one out of the library.
something.
And Gunn had a very
maybe
polite
we should steal it
interaction
again
with
now.
the servant who picked up the book and took the drop. And we advance now to the next day where you meet Van Dorn for the payoff. Once again at the bar called the False Prophet on Oracle Road in the shadow of the Crumble Tower, one of the abandoned towers of the 6-tower district. There's, of course, some rubble strewn around the street from the crumbled bits of it, though it still rises up pretty far above the landscape here. It is earlier in the day than last time you met Van Dorn, but he's still drinking pints of what appear to be heavy spirits, or he's pulling off a good sham of it. And apart from sweating ethanol, he never seems to show any effect from it. And so we can proceed with the action there, meeting Van Dorn. Well, first of all, he hands over the money as promised, which was, I believe, 8 coin.
I believe that's correct.
And Van Dorn says, sounds like all is well. My client reported the receipt of his book, though he noted that, he checks his notes, you could have been nicer to his servant. But that's not something we can deduct pay for now, is it?
I mean, the plan went off pretty much without a hitch.
Listen, I should have offered him. He should be paying me. I offered him fucking lessons and advice for fucking free here. So
I'm gonna slide along over and just step with my heel onto Helena's foot. dig my elbow into their ribs pretty good.
She doesn't feel it. She's like, "What?"
He says, so just word on the street I've been tracking. It sounds like there's a bit of a disturbance at the event last night. The public explanation is that a contractor had done something that disrupted one of the electrostatic power lines in the basement. But the underlying buzz I'm hearing is that there was some kind of major bomb scare. So, of course, the Bowmores would want to keep that quiet. I don't question your methods, but blowing up the building is quite a bold move, if that was your intent.
Thank you.
This is the first we're hearing of that, certainly.
Of course it is. Of course it is, he says.
Rip turns and gives you the side eye, Seymour.
Well, here's the thing. It sounds like for the most part, you went largely undetected there. I can play this one of a couple ways if you'd like. If you'd like, among certain of our circles, for word of your deeds to get out and boost your reputation in our community, I can certainly do that. Though, of course, when that happens, word sometimes gets to informants for the Bluecoats. And so I'm going to step back and say this in game terms now. You guys were seen in the midst of, at a place where there's a lot of criminal activity, at a place owned by a commander of a precinct Bluecoat station. They're very interested. So what would come out of this is, on your own, you would get 1 to your reputation as a crew and 1 to heat. And heat means police attention. If it builds up, you start to get wanted. What Mr. Van Dorn is offering is he can let word be known in the right circles. It would add 2 more to your reputation for 3 total, but it would also add an extra heat for a total of 2. So chat amongst yourselves if you...
Well, would you like to know where we stand first, seeing as I have the crew sheet? Currently, our reputation...
Do you also like to take into account that said commander of the Bluecoats is madly in love with me?
I don't think that's going to help.
It might.
Our current reputation is 4, and our current heat is also 4. We can take on 1, 2, 3, 4 5 more heat before we hit a wanted level, or maybe it's
That's
4
correct.
more heat.
This is
5 more, yeah.
This is a no-brainer. It's either we get 1 and 1, or we get 3 and 2. We take 3 and 2. That's the better deal.
Yes.
Take the
At
better
this
deal,
point, we're
and
good
then,
with 3 and 2.
Okay.
Spider
we
wants
can
to stay
reduce
in the
heat,
dark,
right?
man. Nah.
You can do things to reduce heat. It's true. And reputation, what that does is, I mean, partly it's an in-game thing where it's your repute among other gangs. But also, once you get to, I think it's 12 reputation, you level up your gang. And you get to take new crew characteristics, and you boost your effective level as a crew. So that's a pretty cool thing to do. There are also ways to lower the number of reputation you need to get there. Okay. I don't think you guys have gotten any turf yet, though, so you're going to have to bring that side over.
Okay, so are we going with the increase of 3 in our rep and adding 2 to our heat? As Mr. Slagcheek says, it's good.
I think I'm the only no vote.
Well, I haven't voted yet, but quite frankly, it sounds like it doesn't matter if I do or not. So,
all right, motion is carried.
Who's keeping minutes? Mr. Van Dorn says, I'll make sure word gets out in the right circles, without too much detail, of course. He says, I would enjoy working with you in the future. I tend to, working with the same crew, I'd like to space it out over a course of a few weeks so nobody draws too many close connections between us for the same sorts of operations. But I am sure I will to you before too much longer. What's the best way to leave word for you? I can leave word here if you want to check in from time to time, or if you have a drop off, I can certainly send a note.
Do you know Salia?
Of course, I know Salia.
I've been known to pop in on him from time to time.
Excellent.
Or her.
I will do the same. And Van Dorn offers to stand you a drink before you part your merry ways.
Certainly.
Absolutely.
Never too early for a drink.
Okay.
Oh, we were waiting. Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay. If there's anything else you wanted to ask or chat with Van Dorn about, go for it. Otherwise, we can proceed to your downtime activity.
I was going to ask a question of our game master.
Yes.
Would Van Dorn be a good person to maybe see if he can keep an eye on that cousin of mine who may be thinking he's a little bit nosy and asking around? And we did tell him some incredibly huge whoppers there. So, or maybe that would be something I could ask my gang leader friend.
Or maybe we could just deal with your cousin here.
He says, I could probably arrange for a fee. I have contacts who could do some surveillance if that's what you want.
Be okay with that. I will front for it.
Okay. Yeah. It won't be a huge amount of money. If you keep it going for a while, we'll dock you a coin. But for now, he'll put it on credit. Okay. It's basically he's getting street urchin level help to keep an eye out on somebody.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Then let us proceed to downtime activities. So you each get 2 of them. And after this, we'll have some kind of free play that's going to set up options for future jobs for you all. But let me run through the list of downtime activities for you. Indulge vice, a very common one. You indulge whatever your chosen vice is in an effort to lower your stress level. I think some of you came out with a fair amount of stress, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm getting up there.
You can train to build up experience points on your character sheets in the hopes of in the future actually adding dots to some of your attributes. You can do things to try to reduce heat to throw police interest off of your trail. You can recover, which is trying to get rid of some of your wounds and things like that. What are they? I can't remember what they're called on your character sheet, but those things.
Harm,
thank you. You can reduce harm. And you have a contact, I believe, who is a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, a physiker. You can work on a long-term project, which you might have started last time or might initiate this time. And that could be, I'm going to work on developing a plan to build a weird machine. Or it could be, I'm going to try to build a network of informants on my jerk of a cousin. Or I'm going to try to get in good with blank faction. Like, the sky's the limit. That's kind of a catch-all for something that you can't do in one shot, but you can do over time. And then the last one is acquire asset, which gives you temporary use of a special item or set of common items, like, hey, we need some big guns for our next job. a cohort, an expert or gang, a vehicle, which I think technically you still have. You didn't end up using your goat cart last time, did you?
The goat cart.
Yeah.
I forgot about the goat cart.
Yeah, I don't think you used that, which you had obtained last time. Or a service of some sort, a boat ride, or use of a warehouse for temporary storage, or a legal advocate should such need arise. But when's that going to happen? Does anybody have something that strikes them right off the bat? They want to jump in on their first one?
If I could, I would like to spend an evening at the Golden Plum. And another thing I would like to do, and this is more for just role play than mechanics, or
sure.
I guess you can decide that, is I would like to extend an invitation for the fortune teller who didn't give us up to join me. And I would like to send the invitation on fancy letterhead under the name Archduke Chauncey Peppertooth.
That would be Tashka the All-Knowing.
Tashka, yes.
This piece of paper. Tashka. Yeah, she's in. Especially if you're buying.
Yeah, I mostly just want to repay her for her favor and try to curry some favor down the line if it's ever needed.
That sounds good.
So I figured taking her out to a fancy restaurant might help with that.
Okay, and your vice is pleasure? Or
yes.
Okay.
Pleasure.
So you're going to make your vice roll. You roll dice equal to your lowest attribute rating. So that's either going to be how many dots you have under insight or prowess or resolve.
Okay, so under prowess I have one dot.
Okay, so you are going to make a prowess roll of 1d6. And remember, in the game, 1 to 3 is generally bad, 4 to 5 is middling, 6 is good. So you have rolled a 3. Clear stress equal to your highest die result. How much stress did you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Holy crap! You had a lot of. Okay, so you'd straight up clear 3 stress.
7. Oh no, it was stressful.
Okay, so you get to erase 3 of that stress. And remember, for other people looking to indulge vices, if you overindulge, if you roll a higher number than the stress you have, you sink into the depths of whatever your depravity is, and something bad happens. So in this case, rolling too good could be actually bad.
Entirely up to you. Do you want me to make a consort roll to wine and dine the...
Why not? I think that sounds fun to me.
And I have 2 dots there, so I roll 2d6, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is that correct?
That's right. 2d6, and you take the highest,
take the higher.
Unless you roll boxcars, and then it's a critical.
2 5s.
Okay, so 5. We'll just say that Tashka comes out of this on friendly terms. She feels that she has been properly thanked for not narking you out at the festival.
And open to future collaborations?
Possibly. I mean,
if they're mutually beneficial?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, she would work for hire, for sure. Mm-hmm. She needs the money. And she says goodbye to you. Yes, goodbye, Lord Chauncey Fiddlebottom, was it?
Peppertooth. And I give the flourishiest bow I can muster.
Yeah, and she's like, you could tell, like, she is kind of a mind reader, and she's just, like, trying as hard as she can not to read your mind right now. She
Wonderful.
Just doesn't
really
want to know.
That's really nice. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's for her.
I get it.
Okay, we'll come back to your second one for Seymour. Anybody else want to jump in with their first of 2 downtimes?
I'd like to burn off some vice.
You're going to burn some vice too, Colin. All right. What is your vice?
Oh, it's the same as it was the last time, which I believe was getting drunk and then doing the prize fighting for money.
Oh, that's right.
Until I lost consciousness. So I can't remember the name of the establishment, but it was down on the docks. So I'm going to go down there, and I just have a 1 in prowess, so it's a 1d3 or 1d6.
1d6. Yep.
So I will just go ahead and
make him roll a d3.
Oh, it is a 5.
Okay, so you get to clear 5 stress. How much did you have?
I have 1. I think I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I have 5. Okay. 5 stress.
Okay. How is it that you come out of this without taking more harm and more stress? Just describe it.
He just really, really enjoys it. What can I say? I mean, you know, he can't put it into words.
They call it a miner's massage where you come from.
It is, yes. The miners, see?
Oh, as in people who dig in the dirt, not children.
Yes. Oh, God.
I was very confused.
M-I-N-E-R.
People who dig,
let's
dig,
say
yes.
coal miner's massage. How about that?
Yes. Okay.
But thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's one for Willie Two Teeth, the Coleridge Badger.
I hope we get to make an Irish choice tonight.
Silver, you had something in the works.
Okay, so I seem to have a clock started here, and I think it's because I was working on a task or working on a long-term thing. And I seem to recall, although it was a very long time ago, that this might have been my efforts to get invited to one of Lady Rowan's salons or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, definitely put a caption under your clocks because I will not remember them.
Yeah, so that was I believe that was what it was.
That sounds great. How many boxes or how many slices are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I've got 2 filled in.
Okay, so what is your maneuver this time to try to get in good with Lady Rowan society?
I'm going to use some sway, I think, and try to convince one of her friends, maybe somebody who saw me with the commander or something.
Ooh, okay.
It's like, oh, who was that mysterious woman with the commander? Maybe Lady Bowmore.
Okay, that sounds good. So you're going to roll your sway, and I'm going to say with that seeing and being seen bonus, it's not going to give you an extra die, but it's going to give you a bonus on the magnitude of the outcome, the effect level they call it in the game. So if you do well, it's going to be more effective than it would have been otherwise. If you were just kind of coming in cold, trying to meet them at the local restaurants or whatever.
6.
But you take the highest die, so it's 5, which is still pretty good. That would usually be 2 check marks for you, but with that extra leverage you had from being seen with a pretty significant dude in town, we'll make that 3 check marks.
Damn, that gets you over halfway. Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Who knew that was going to be a good choice?
And just in terms of Six Towers geography, so a lot of it is run down and abandoned, like the manor house that you all live in. But there are 2 noble families that still live in maintained towers in the nicer parts of your district. That's the Rowans, and the Bowmore's actual mansion is in Six Towers, though they had their big party by the bridge because it was celebrating the bridge. So you were, I imagine, in like a tea shop not far from the Rowan's house making this contact.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, that's 1 for Silver. How about Gun? What do you got?
I don't know how much of harm I need to heal, but let's start with that and see how that goes.
Okay, so you're going to try to recover. And you should have on your character sheet a recovery clock.
It's the healing project
Fill
clock.
To drop all harm by 1 level. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So recover. When you recover, you seek treatment and heal your harm. You're going to be visiting a physiker who will give you ointments and unguents to deal with the burns from the ghost burn. So let's say your friendly physiker has 2 dice.
Okay.
To roll.
And I apologize, it has been a bit. I rolled 2 6-sided dice and
take the highest one. Yeah.
Okay.
This is one where you can spend a coin if you want to raise the result of the roll. Oh no, 2 coin per additional tier level.
So you could spend 2 more coins to roll 3 d6.
No. You after your result, you can spend coin to. Here it is. 1 coin to improve the result.
Okay.
So what did you roll?
So I got a 4 and a 2, which I believe that makes a 4. Correct.
4. So you get to mark 2 segments on your recovery chart.
Okay.
You could spend coin. He's like, well, if you want the good unguents, it's got to cost you.
How much? About 1 coin's worth?
Each coin would boost you 1 check mark. So if you spend 2 coins, he can get you fully recovered. Otherwise, you can keep this harm until next time you recover and hope to fill up the box then.
Nah, I'd rather be tip-top. I just blow that money that I just got healing myself.
Okay.
This is really a game of attrition, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yes, it is.
It's not until you get a few sessions in that stuff starts adding up. That's neat.
It's a hard knock life.
Yep,
okay,
I like that.
That leaves for our first downtime action. Rip Slag Cheek.
I have a healing clock as well.
Okay.
I would like to advance.
All right. What is your harm right now?
Harm is 1.
Uh-huh. What was it? Do you remember?
No, and my harm is 1.
Okay.
Yes, but what is the nature of the harm? Do you have it written?
Yeah. Oh, it says I have all scratched up?
Oh, yeah. You got scratched up by I think something blew up.
Okay.
And, yeah.
So
Or was that from the first one? I think you got clawed up by a ghost.
Yeah, I got clawed up by a ghost. This is carryover from my very first session that I had to heal up already.
And so you have some of the recovery track filled in?
I have 1 out of 4 X's filled in.
Oof, so you rolled poorly last time. Okay, so you're going to your friendly physicker as well.
Yes. And did I just hear that you can spend money to improve the odds here?
Yeah, well, make your roll first, and then you can, like, if you roll ones, that's you only mark off 1 check mark, but for each coin you spend, you get to check off another one.
Okay, so go ahead and just make the roll. Here we go.
The most rewarding part is when they gave me their money.
2 ones.
Well, that wasn't meant to be a premonition. Okay, you still get to check off 1 box for free. This is not.
Jesus.
This isn't like an action roll where rolling ones harms you. It just doesn't help you a hell of a lot.
All right.
So
the scalpel slips and you take 2 more harm.
Yeah, right. No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
You can spend 1 coin per check mark if you want.
Yeah, I've got 3 coins. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend 2.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's tough to get rich, but it's easy to die trying.
And then that fills up the clock. Does that take my harm down?
It does. So when you do that, now any harms you have go down 1 level. So level 1 harms get erased. Level 2 harms go down to level 1, 3 to 2. Level 4 harm is you're dead. So that you can't really do anything with that at this point.
All right, good.
Though I will point out, if I haven't already, if your character dies, there is a ghost character sheet.
Yay!
So death is not the end. Okay, that brings us back up to the top of the batting order with Seymour.
I'm gonna go ahead and heal up my slashed hand from when I broke the glass case.
Oh yeah, slashed hand.
I think it's not the fun choice, but it's what's necessary.
Okay, so roll your 2d6.
Otherwise, I'm gonna start wearing out your 4.
So 4, that allows you to check 2 marks on your recover.
2, and I will go ahead and pay 2 more coins and just get it done.
You know, the funny thing is, the game says, like, 8 coin for a job is a really pretty good haul, but man, it burns up fast.
I mean, I could probably carry that into the next session and be fine, but I'd rather go in with, full ammunition.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'd rather have the harm to burn and some stress to burn too.
Excellent. Okay, so yes, your physiker friend loves you guys because you, one way or another, you bring in business either by harming yourselves or others. It's win-win as far as he's concerned. Okay, so you guys are stitched up to varying degrees, and things are looking pretty good, actually. Wee Willie, what's your second downtime action?
Well, I'm not sure because there's quite a lot to choose from. Now, Wee Willie is haunted by something which I do not remember. But
so you are haunted because we'd heard your story about losing a fellow working person to the company tools. Mm-hmm. You, in this last action, you actually thwarted a shot at vengeance by a ghost who had lost his compadres in a demolition accident 300 years ago building the Bowmore Bridge. You thwarted his plan to take revenge on the suits who put him there. So you are feeling emotionally haunted.
Oh,
is that a clock now? Is that what we said, or is that a debility that?
No, I've got it as I've got it as a harm.
Oh, it's a harm. Yeah. Okay.
I have it as harm, but I kind of like the idea that he's haunted.
Okay.
So
you can hang on to your harm.
With that one. I think I want him to train.
So when you spend time in training, you mark 1 experience point on the experience point for an attribute or playbook advancement.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hold on,
the playbook is the one that gives you the special abilities, correct?
Right.
When you fill them up.
Okay, yeah. So you can train to build up your XP chart for special abilities. So you can take 1 there. Okay. Or you could take 1 in Insight, Prowess, or Resolve. But because of the kind of crew you picked initially, Bravos, you have the ability that when you train in Prowess, basically you guys have like punching bags and like various sorts of training things around. You can do 2 XP in the Prowess track for a train. No die roll required on this one. Okay. So you just tick off 2 experience points in Prowess. When you fill up 6, you cross them out and bump up a dot. That is 2 for the Coleridge Badger. That takes us back to Silver.
Silver cannot possibly be seen in the same set of silver robes twice. So she's going to go indulge a vice and go shopping at Dunridge and Sons.
This is your vice to indulge. So you pick the one of the 3 insight, prowess, or resolve that you have the fewest dots on that left-hand track, which I think for basically everybody's going to be 1, unless somebody has a 0. I don't know. So you get to roll 1d6 straight up, and that's how much stress you relieve.
2.
So you get to cross off 2 or erase 2 stress then.
Great.
Okay, not bad.
All right. I'm done.
Silver. Gun. Downtime 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So yeah, I think that's time to indulge in vices. I'm gonna head down to Travern's and smoking a lot of weird exotic shit until my brain stops working.
Okay, so 1d6, I'm assuming, if that's your lowest of the 3.
Of the 3, yes, that is my lowest.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 6.
Oh, okay. Good news. Erase all your stress. Bad news, you have overindulged. So what does that look like when Gun overindulges?
Well, I had 1 stress before, so I was up to 6.
Oh, up to 6. Okay. Oh, very nice then. You get rid of all your stress.
Yeah,
awesome.
I literally.
Okay. Oh man, I wanted
right up to the line. Sorry.
I was excited.
Man, you are. You meet those people who know exactly how much they can do before they get really stupid.
The fucking daywalkers.
And you had it this time anyway.
Yeah. And then Rip Flagcheek will close our downtime activities.
Let's see. I've been considering. I think I want to work on my resolve.
Okay, so you're going to train.
I'm going to train.
Okay. What does it look like? How do you just describe how you train on your resolve?
Right. So mostly what I really want to do is improve my ability to command spirits. So I think I'm going to do some extra research in learning how to make better connections with them. And I think also head out into the town and seek out some ghosts.
Cool.
And work some magic on them, as it were.
Okay, but in safe, controlled conditions.
Of course.
So you get to mark an experience point in your resolve track.
Excellent.
Very straightforward training is. All right. So you all have been out doing your things and are recovering. And say you decided, just for easy purposes, you met up for dinner for heading back to the Honeycomb hideout of your manor house. As you return, to the extent that evening matters in Duskwall, the sky is starting to get slightly less non-bright than it was. And as you head back out on the front, I imagine, describe, what's the front porch look like on your manor? If anybody wants to.
Oh, it's a veranda.
It's a veranda.
It's the most charming of verandas.
In my head, it was a veranda too. Did we talk about this already?
I did talk about sitting on the veranda.
Oh, good.
Yes,
we
did.
In my head. Okay.
Yes.
Don't make him do it again.
All right.
Don't make him
on
do
the
it
veranda
again.
as you guys walk back up together is Gregor. He's you remember Gregor, right?
Yeah, we remember Gregor.
He's your gang of thug. And his bulky self is seated casually on a trunk that you don't remember being out there. It was an abandoned trunk that you had inside. It wasn't really in use. He's kind of yawning and stretching as he sees you come up. And as you get closer, you hear like a thumping and even like a muffled voice from inside the trunk. And Gregor says, "Good evening."
Did you catch something, Gregor?
He's like, "Oh, yes." He almost seems like surprised that there's something there. Yes, a guy came by. He was sniffing around the place. I mean, like he was smelling. He kept smelling around it. So I figures I ought to kill this guy, throw him in a canal somewhere. But then I figures again, maybe yous want to talk to him and see why he's sniffing around. So into the trunk he go.
Gregor, I think that's an incredible amount of initiative that you just showed.
He looks at Silver. Did I do the right thing?
Silver pats him reassuringly on the shoulder and says, "Thank you so much, Gregor."
Okay.
Yep.
Inside is a tied up person, short for a human, but tall for a wee willy, somewhere between wee willy size and the rest of you all. A guy in ragged, torn, mostly black clothes, angular face, and his hair it's like some kind of glue material is used to like make it twist and turn out in these clumps. It looks almost like a hive of worms or something as his head moves as he's trying to shake because he's tied up, and he has a gag in as well. Gregor says, he kept talking, so I put in gag. Shut him up. And he looks understandably agitated, but Gregor tied him up quite well, not painfully, but escape clearly wasn't an option here.
Oh, before we continue, Helena takes out one of her pistols and levels it at this thing's head and says, "What's the room with the most soundproofing? Maybe we should go there."
Yeah, I imagine a basement
Downstairs,
training
down to the
room or
cellar?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
As we're all making that trek, I'm gonna try to whisper. I'm gonna stage whisper to Gregor, and I'm gonna say, next time, put a bag over their heads so they don't see us and we have to kill them.
Oh, good thinking. Maybe we kill this one though.
Oh, I mean, we'll have to. Which I'm saying all of this in a stage whisper. So I want to be sure that whoever we're dragging downstairs is hearing this conversation.
Bag over.
It's kind of for his benefit.
It's entirely for his benefit, but I don't want him to necessarily think I'm doing it for his benefit.
I get you.
Right.
I get you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, between all of you, it's easy to carry the trunk full of weird dude down to a room downstairs. And yeah, you're pretty sure anything down here, once you shut that door, A, not many people are wandering by the street. You're in a, like, kind of abandoned part of Six Towers. And B, even if they were hanging out there, they're probably not going to hear anything. Unless
and
you, like,
C,
blow something
it's
up.
Duskfall, who cares?
That is also true. But I mean, even if a blue coat patrol was standing outside, you're probably cool.
Helena looks at everyone and kind of nods. And
all right, somebody's taking the gag out.
Yeah, Willie takes it out. Actually, how agitated is this guy?
I mean, he's like wiggling in the ropes. He's probably run out of steam by now. Seems like he's been here for a while.
Okay,
but still trying to wiggle loose.
Willie just takes the rag out of his mouth then.
Okay. And you catch him mid-sentence, obviously heaping imprecations upon you, and you pick up at, "And the tenebrous worms of mist will devour your souls, your spirits, for centuries and centuries. There will be no relief."
I stuffed the gag back in his mouth.
What was can you spell this cult we just discovered?
Cult? Who said anything about a cult?
Well, whoever...
No, but I will type the phrase.
Thank you.
Because I put so much work into coming up with it.
I think Willie looks to Rip
Tenebrous
and
worms of
says,
mist.
I think this chap is your department.
Well, I have to say I'm quite interested to know more about these tenebrous worms of mist.
Okay. He seems to be still like spouting off though, gag like.
Gregor, slap him.
Okay. I lean in close. Listen, if you want to threaten us properly, slow down. I stare him right in the face unblinkingly.
Well, he's not casting some kind of mumbo jumbo hex on us, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Helena's like she's now cocked back her hammer after all the tenebrous worms of mist stuff. Like she's like looking at everyone else like, this is my vote. You say when. Oh, don't worry. Are we clear?
Yeah, he winds to a halt, stops talking, and kind of like eyes flick around at you. But you've talked him into stopping talking, at least for the moment.
Okay, I'm going to remove your gag. Just speak slowly, threaten us properly this time, okay? Remove the gag.
Yes, you are all fools, and will be devoured. Your spirits, that is, by the tenebrous worms of mist for an eternity.
Why?
And he nods, actually feeling pretty satisfied.
Yes, very good.
Seems way more reasonable. See? That's all it took.
Now, you guys have all been leaning in close there. You see he's got around his neck just a crappy leather chain and a little ampule, a little tiny flask with some kind of metal object in it.
I'll have a look at that, and I rip it off around
it
his
off?
Neck.
And he kind of sneers, smiles as you take it off of him. You see in the glass vial what looks like a bullet, maybe, but distorted as though it's been used before.
Helena, what do you think of this?
Is it one of
Looks
yours?
like a bullet
Who'd
that's
you
been
shoot?
used before. I've shot a lot of people. Okay, hold on, everybody.
Okay, so you look at it, gun. Yeah, I don't think you need to roll on this. You recognize this. It is a spirit shooting kind of bullet, and it's one that you made. You're pretty sure of your handiwork, and it's one that's clearly been deployed in the intended purpose. The anti-spirit part of it, you can tell, is gone.
Well, oops. This was
This got something to do with that spook you shot back at Lord Spurlock or whatever.
or the spook got shot.
That first heist we did.
I say he shot another one in the second heist.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So many spooks.
Sorry.
Now, remind me. I think
actually, gun. I'll put it out there. If you want to inspect it closely, you can try. You could try for a roll to really narrow this down and see if you can get some bonus info on this.
Okay. I think that I would argue that since we're literally working off my knowledge of firearms, I feel like I'm probably stretching here to say that I want to use my hunt score.
Oh, and I was thinking you would definitely probably want to use your hunt score on that because you're looking at the outcome of you shooting a gun at something. So yes, I think that makes all the sense in the world. How many dots is that for you?
2 6s are good, right?
You rolled 2 6s?
I did.
Okay. Yes. Settle in, children, for the history of this anti-ghost bullet. No, it is one you had made a month and a half ago or so.
Okay.
And judging from the condition and the amount of time that's happened since it spent its anti-ghost charge, the timing is not right for the one you just did, the Bowmore Mansion one. The timing does seem exactly right for the Skurlock, secret lab outing.
Yeah.
Moreover, you can tell that this went through the spirit, did its work, and must have lodged in a wall. And you can actually see now, like, wood fragments in it. Somebody must have very intentionally gone in, spent time looking for it, pried it out of the wall to collect it up.
Where'd you get this?
I almost want to give you more for boxcars, but I can't think of anything else.
You can give me a where'd you get this?
My master gave it to me. Said to find it, smell it down, and then burn it down.
Damn it. I was afraid of this.
Okay.
Who's your master? Who's your daddy?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
We serve the tenebrous worms of mist,
who
will devour your spirits for all eternity.
Okay. Apparently the tenebrous worms of mist that devour the fire or wherever the fuck. Anyway, no. In their corporeal form, who gave you the order to come look for us?
The cult master. We don't share names with each other, fool. I am Servant 7, for example.
All right, Sev. Got another direction for you, maybe. Tell you what, I'm feeling rather generous. I feel like I want to talk this over with your master. You're talking about the tenebrous worms of mist. Maybe I can be of help a little bit. Why don't you tell us where to take you home, honey? Where do we take you to get you home?
It laughs. I'm not an idiot, fool.
We'd very much like to surrender. You obviously have us in a tight spot here.
If somebody wants to come up with a roll to try to get some kind of information out of this guy,
do you want me to consort or sway?
A consort seems kind of weird because that's like a friendly. Let's have a beer, bro.
I could play good cop.
That seems like a real.
Okay,
well, go ahead and tell you how you do.
That means
they're
bad
both
cop
two.
is open for somebody.
They're the same. They're the same role. So.
Okay, sway seems a little more. What can you offer? What would you offer this guy to sway him? And
I would lean in real tight and I'd say, look, dude, this is obviously not looking well for you. I can probably get you out of here alive if you talk.
Seymour, what the fuck you saying to him?
I just hold up one finger in Helena's direction. And I roll a 6.
A 6, okay.
6 and a 4.
Rolling hot tonight, boys.
Well,
We'll snipe Sally, boys.
He starts to look like he's cracking a little bit because it kind of escaped his attention that the tenebrous worms of mist have not burst into the room to save him at this juncture. Yeah. So it does seem like he's starting to crack. Okay, what? I tell you where they are and you let me go?
Well, that'll be a good start. I've got a lot of friends here, and they're going to need a lot of convincing, and I'll kind of tap my foot on the ground and hope someone, like, cracks their knuckles behind me.
I'll tell you one better. Helena chambers another shot.
So, yes, when and where do you meet?
They will kill me if I tell you. How could you protect...
I mean, you'll at least have a couple of hours head start.
Did we say kill? Because I'm ready to go.
Silver holds up her hands, walks forward, and pulls her trance powder.
There we go.
Pocket.
Oh, okay.
Blows it in this dude's face.
There it is.
Okay.
All right, Seymour, do your thing.
And remind me, what's the description on... Well, I get the gist of trance powder. Okay. And you've got a 6 success plus trance powder. Okay. You're... In game terms, the effect of it has been increased here. Okay. You've won him over with your charm and your mind-altering trance powder, and he cracks. There is not a fixed location for these servants that he knows of, but he knows where the next meeting is supposed to be.
Okay.
It is not in a nice place, however. It is in 6 Towers, interestingly. It is on the shores of actually it's a river at that point, not a canal, in a disused part of Mist Shore Park, a famously haunted park on the River Dusk, overlooking the Deathlands on the other side of the river. And he narrows it down. If you go down Colburn Avenue and take a left, and gives you the location in amongst a group of scraggly trees and shrubs there. He narrows it down. You've looked at it, you've wandered by. 6 hours isn't that big. You know roughly where he's talking about. And it is 2 nights hence. That was when he was supposed to report back to them if he had found you.
Can we get information out of him on how they dress and code words and all that kind of stuff?
You're looking at it like people will come in something like what he's wearing, ripped up clothing. The more to show their devotion, they will style their hair in worm-like manners when they're acting on behalf of the cult or meeting at it. So,
but even though they go by numbers, they don't wear hoods or...
No, or he claimed in his experience with it, at what you're guessing is a fairly low level, they do not.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else have anything?
I think that's all the info we need, right?
I think that Gunn has a thing, but I prefer to go last, if that's okay with everyone.
I wonder what that's leading up to. Anybody else have something?
I don't have anything.
With me.
Cool. Gunn walks up as if she's about to ask a question, and then like immediately just like caps in the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poor fellow. What did he ever do except try to sniff you out and then firebomb your place probably later?
You know what? Just for the irony, I used one of my ghost bullets. Just in case.
Do ghost bullets work on real people?
Well, they are still chunks of bullet metal with a charge put on them. Yeah.
A simple yes would have done.
No, I like the flavor because now I've got like
ghost bullets work on real people. Duh.
I mean, people are just ghosts inside of a mecha suit. Okay.
Which, by the way, if you become a ghost character, if you become a ghost character, inhabiting a mecha suit is an option down the road.
That's sick.
Awesome.
As fuck. I want to be a ghost.
I would also like to just
yes, I do.
Just add here that we don't actually condone such violence in reality. You know?
Oh no!
But
these are despicable people
Willie goes through his
Don't do this at home, kids.
Willie goes through.
Yeah, there's not. No, and if he was planning to firebomb the place, he didn't bring it with. So it seems like he was scouting out now, and apparently somehow, as Gregor described it, sniffed you out using this bullet. The good news there is, from what you gathered from him, he said he was going to report back with your location in a couple nights, which suggests that he has not done that yet.
Exactly. So, well, here's the tricky bit, though. If he was supposed to burn the place down, then that's sort of a signal, right? So, depends on how sly we want to play this, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say.
Should we sort of kind of burn our place down?
No, why burn our place down? Let's go burn someone else's
No.
place
Make it look like an attempt was made but foiled.
I mean, that would leave us
homeless. I like the veranda.
No.
It's just
a foiled attempt.
Let's burn.
Okay, so how does that benefit us?
Like, okay,
well,
yeah.
No, seriously, I'm just trying to. How does it benefit us to?
They're expecting an arson.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where
they're expecting a report back. That's a good point.
Yeah, he was sent to sniff us out. Yeah. So, Willie, do you got any buildings that you necessarily don't like seeing anymore? I defer to your expertise.
Look around. Look out the window.
Thank you. This is exactly what I was getting at. Thank you. Yes.
Only he didn't have a bullet hole in him. We could have planted him there at whatever building we're burning.
Oh yeah.
You could decapitate him first.
Because there's no way. I mean, fires happen all the time.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no way to implicate this guy.
We've got a goat cart. Throw him on the goat cart. We'll find a building, take him over, just dump him in there, burn the damn thing down.
Oh, no, I disagree highly. I say we don't need to burn him. We just need to get rid of him in some way, shape, or form. Because if they're expecting to meet up with him in 2 days hence, they need to believe he's still alive, right?
Yeah, good point.
Why?
But
couldn't he get caught in his own arson?
Yes, isn't that the goal of faking an arson?
Yeah, you don't get the gist that he's like some sort of super professional criminal.
We don't need to have him in there. Whoever his boss is just needs to see a fire. They need to see an arson attempt.
But there are arson attempts all the time. What's to link whatever building we decide to burn?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yes, we need him as evidence.
We need some way to link it back to the Toblerone spiders.
Okay.
Tenebrous worms.
Okay, well then, you say we burn the building and we just dump him outside in the street?
Or no, he has a bullet hole in his head now. We can't do that now.
Yeah, lots of people have bullet holes in their heads here.
Not when they're attempting arson.
Well, sometimes when they're
actually, let me turn on a sort of clock for you. A quick reminder, in Duskwall, when a person dies, after a little bit of time, it's going to set off the spirit.
Oh, shit.
Bells. That's going to summon the spirit wardens who are going to take his body and burn it so that his ghost doesn't break loose and start causing trouble in town.
How much time do we have on that? I suppose we'd know roughly.
Yeah, like probably 10-ish minutes.
Oh, geez.
Dump him in a canal. Let's put him in the goat cart and slap the goat on the ass and send him down the street.
Yep.
I've got to remember that that's a thing that can happen anytime somebody dies.
10 minutes? Wow.
That's
surely
well, 10 minutes before the alarm goes off.
Yes.
Potentially longer before anybody gets there, but they're still going to be coming to our place.
They'll go to wherever the corpse is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we got to jump in immediately. We got to jump in right near the building we're going to burn.
Get him out of here.
Okay, so you goat cart over to a convenient canal, I'm assuming?
Yes.
All right, some weights. Again, kids, don't try this at home. Okay, and...
kids, if you can find goats.
Arson was the other motion on the table. Is that still part of the plan or no?
I think
absolutely. Arson's always on the table.
Absolutely.
Okay, and near where you've dumped the body?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's...
Willie, do you need a hand?
Again, guys, we need to find some other connection here, I think. There's got to be one. I mean, just burning a random building is... I mean, I'm all for burning a random building for the fun of it, but...
Oh, if we want worms right outside the front.
We leave his necklace in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We leave his necklace there.
All right.
There we go.
Make sure it doesn't burn.
We don't need to.
I don't know, in the entryway somewhere.
We don't need to play out the finding and burning of the building. It's like, again, you're in a pretty abandoned part of town.
That's what we came here to do.
Damn it.
We could
why am I even here?
45 minutes, yeah.
I mean, if anything, I'd like a scene with Gunn and Willie, if that's okay with everybody.
Sure.
Pam and Jenny got to go to a fancy soiree last week. You know, you could at least have Brent and me burn a fucking building down.
Okay. Take
you
a
were
couple
at the
minutes to
soiree
role
too.
play out the burning of the building.
We were in the basement with a ghost and bombs.
Where you belong, you frickin' rat catchers.
No, I'm
there were no rats.
We don't need to play it out.
Okay.
My furious outburst has satiated me.
Know your role.
All right, you get to mark off stress. Okay, so you dispose of the corpse, you burn a building, you plant evidence in front of it, I guess, on their veranda.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Okay, so that's Monday morning. What are we going to do Monday afternoon?
Yeah, well, this is the evening. All right, so now we enter into some free play, and I want to talk a little bit about you guys finding what you want to do next.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few things, like you can keep on pursuing work for hire as we've been doing, and that's a perfectly fine way to proceed for a crew of your stature. You can also set missions of your own. One of them might be finding out things about this strange cult that has just been casing your joint with the intention of burning it. If you'll click over to the maps text channel, I've put in a couple documents from the book. Bravos claims, because you guys are technically Bravos. And if you click on that, you see lair, which you have. And these are things you can kind of try to advance and do. A common thing is to try to get turf, which gives you control over a part of your district or a part of the city or activities in part of it. So you can think of ways you'd want to do that. I also put in the shadows claims because some of them seem to fit better for you guys. And those all have like mechanical elements in the game. Getting turf lowers the amount of reputation you need to boost experience. So you can sort of proactively look for opportunities to do these things. You can also pick enemies that you want to do jobs against to harm them and or steal their stuff. And of course, you can gather information in town, as we did in the last downtime free play thing, to look for opportunities for jobs that will offer pay or other advantages in your lives. So those are just some of the things in game mechanic wise that you can think about to help inspire the sorts of things you'd want to pursue as jobs for your crew. If you also wanted to say, hey, we want to go back to Madame Volyova and see if the Circle of Flame has work for us, that's a thing you could do too. So this is kind of where you're looking at your vision for what sorts of things you want your gang to do. Do you want to have a lot of territory that you stake out and claim as your own and defend against all comers? Or are you kind of roaming operatives doing things in different parts of town?
I kind of like the idea of having a solid home base. At least someplace you can fall back to and be a little safe.
Which you somewhat have with your lair, but you don't really control the area around it for sure.
Like as far as community and connections too, it's good to know that, if one of our employers sells us out or something, we have some solid contacts we can fall back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also given what's just happened, Willie would be quite happy to move to a new location.
Again, I want to reiterate, if I didn't make this clear, this guy found your place. He didn't go away and report where it was to anybody. He sniffed his way to it with his ghost boat.
But he found it.
True.
He found it, though, which means someone else could find it, too.
Yeah. I mean, that's always
going to be true
Especially if we frickin' left the... we left the necklace there, guys. That's how they found us in the first place.
Well, but not with the bullet in it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
then they're going to wonder why the bullet was taken out. Oh, we're screwing this up left and right.
Oh no, that's okay. There's no way not to screw up in some way in this game.
Right.
So don't overthink that too much. So if you want, various people can split up to gather information, look for options, pursue some of these angles that are of personal interest to you. That could lead to possible jobs that I will dangle in front of you, like delightful cat toys. And then you can reconvene and figure out what you want to pursue in our next session.
I had thought I might visit the information broker, Salia, and see if I can put out some feelers, see if maybe he has a plant or knows a plant in the tenubrous worms of mist, and see if our ruse has been effective or not.
Okay. Other people, you want to say what you would like to do, or you can think about it a bit more and I can resolve things as they go.
Willie definitely wants to take it to the nemesis. So whatever we can do to prep ourselves for that. Because they're going to come after us.
Being this cult. Okay.
Yes.
And I share that I'm going to be visiting Salia with everybody. It's so
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody can assume that I'm going to try to get.
Yeah, it might be a good idea if we kind of lay low for the next couple days. So nothing too flashy, but I'm with Willie. I think I could kind of scout around the meeting place that we already know about. See if maybe I can find some other entryways or something whenever it's go time.
Okay. Hey, could we lay the whole fucking place with explosives and blow them all to hell?
Willie?
Of course we could. That's the plan. So I will go. Willie will go with Helena. We will survey this location.
Okay.
Can we bond a little bit on the way? Like, I feel like Helena kind of feels like something is up, but she doesn't know exactly what the fuck it is, and it's killing her.
Of course we can bond. It'll be great. We'll just be pals.
So, Rob, I have a question. Like, Rip's vice is actually Ilisil in the ruins of the temple to the Forgotten Gods. But he actually wonders if that temple, Forgotten Gods, or some other location might be able to have some information about tenebrous worms that he could seek out.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. And
do some
Silver,
research.
do you have something in your mind that you'd want to do to gather information or such like?
I would like to go talk to my gang leader friend Bazo and see what he knows this mysterious cult, and if he has heard of any other crews or gangs that these people are looking into and menacing.
Okay, let us start with the not information gather. Let's start with Willie and Gunn in the park. Sounds like a great painting.
Gunpowder.
Willie and Gunn in the park.
Okay, so it sounded like Gunn were kind of like scouting out possible ambush points, lines of sight, and whatnot.
I want the lay of the land, essentially.
Okay, so I think that calls for a roll of some sort.
Okay, do we want to call it hunt, or would it be a little bit more like a survey, a prowl, or what do you feel? Or do I get to pick? I can never.
You get to pick, but I might say, yeah, that one doesn't quite work as well. Honestly, hunt or survey both make sense to me because you're looking. I mean, if you were hunting for deer, then hunt would work, and you'd be looking for a good blind and where they might go through and paths in and out. So yeah, hunting works just fine for me.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what she's because she was like Blue Coat Special Forces in a little bit of a way. Like I think she knows how to attack a building. Fuck. She rolled a 2 and a 5.
Okay, so 5 is pretty good. It's not great. So what I'm going to say is it's going to give you. Is too much? I'm going to say it's an asset job on your asset die on your engagement roll.
Okay.
So mark that down somewhere on your page. If and when you attack this meeting, you'll get an extra die on the engagement roll. You've like, okay, yeah, there's this stand of trees over there that you can get there's this rise over here. Obviously, nobody's going to run across the river, or maybe if they have boats, you don't know. But it is clear they've picked a spot that there's plenty of lanes of escape from too.
Okay.
They're not like boxing themselves into an super easy ambush.
But I've got some ideas of how they could be wanting to get out if they
exactly,
if they
and a good place to say stand and shoot at them, or crouch and shoot at them, or whatever you want to do. And Willie, what are you doing on the site?
Willie is. We know the building they are going to be using.
It's not a building. It's just an open, like kind of a clearing in a park amidst brush and bramble.
Oh, gotcha.
You're here in what amounts to daytime in Mist Shore Park. And this is kind of a famous place. It's a dark and overgrown space. In old folk tales, young lovers who could not be together would commit suicide in the park. In other folk tales, this is where people were executed by the government and buried. One way or another, the repute here is that ghosts pop up here with even more frequency than they might elsewhere in town.
See, aren't you glad you brought me along?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Willie is going to just survey this area, this clearing, to see if there's any good points where he could bury some explosives, let's say, that would have like maximum casualty damage.
Okay, and I'll throw out there that this could also this could be a rec roll. You're looking at the most effective place to blow shit up. So you could cut to the chase.
He was hoping it's a building, but so normally he'd be looking for like structural weak points and stuff, but in this case, it would be, we're talking about open ground in a park. So I guess I assume it's surrounded by trees, but I would assume that there are kind of natural.
Are there like rock piles or?
Points. Yeah, that kind of thing.
There's some rock piles and mounds and like rises. So don't think really beautiful park.
Anything that would make like a natural altar or some just thing, any kind of mound or.
Okay, that is taking us back into survey territory. I get you. Yeah, that would sound like more like survey territory then you could roll.
He would be looking for somewhere that basically he could secrete some high explosives.
Okay.
And take all these people out, which of course, Gun, make note, we need to go shopping for high explosives. Because I don't think we've got any. So we're going to need to do that. So remind
right
me.
there under the swing set.
So that's what he's doing. So that's what he's doing. So that's going to be a survey. So I roll 2d6s for the survey.
Correct.
Can I boost that in any way?
You can always spend 2 stress to boost it. In action scenes, other people can take a stress to help you out, but I think kind of you're each doing your own investigation here.
Oh well, I could take 2 stress just to be on the safe side.
All right. That gives you an extra die then.
Yep. That's what I got. And I have a 2, a 2, and a 2.
Wow. You got that extra 2 in there. Yeah, you just like, when you're looking at this area, like, you realize there's a kind of a wide arc in which you could see somebody gathering around and meeting. There's no like natural, like, oh, here's a circle of stones where everybody would sit. So to cover this, you feel like you'd have to mine a fairly wide oval here in this clearing. There's not like one central spot where just one mine is definitely going to hit them.
No, my dear boy. There's a central arc. Okay. Well, yeah. Will you figure it out?
All right. I mean, I guess with a big enough bomb, one bomb could cover.
It'll be all right on the night.
Tactical nuclear sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. Let us go to our information gatherers now. Rip, you are going to your temple and trying to get information. And this, you're worshiping a particular forgotten god, right?
I don't know that I ever decided.
Okay. But it's, oh no, I thought we did. It was like the Forgotten Son.
Oh, okay. I didn't write it down is the problem. So when I didn't do that, I'm like, oh, I don't remember.
It's a little
absolutely forgotten.
Yeah, because you guys were the Sun Chasers, and we realized there was one called the Unbroken Sun.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah. So you are going to temple, and you are so what are you doing? Asking the priests or your fellow worshipers, however you want to define it?
Well, there should be a library here, right? Right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Go to the library first.
Okay. So, yeah, that sounds like a fine kind of roll to make to see if you can find anything in Lost Forbidden Scrolls.
Would this be study?
That sounds a hell of a lot like study to me.
Perfect. I got 2 pips there.
Aha.
So I roll 2 dice?
2 dice.
What could go wrong?
What indeed?
6
you got
and a 1.
Yeah. Okay. So it takes a while. It doesn't seem like this is a cult that is widely known or widely practiced, but you find references in actually a book about other gods and general gods. It's not like there's a manual of Tenebrous worm worship in here,
right? If only.
But there is, and the read you have on it is they aren't worshiping what most people would consider a god, but rather a particular demonic manifestation that can indeed take the form of spectral worms that, yes, can devour spirits for hundreds of years, but also can, in the right circumstance, manifest in the physical world and start with the body and then munch their way down to the spirit. Like if you think the spirit is like their apple core. and then eat that. But again, what you're seeing is it's very rare that anybody, who the hell would worship this? Only some real weirdos, because there's no sense that they do anything for anybody. They don't like grant their followers any sort of reward in this world or others, as far as you can tell.
I mean, just speaking out of character in the real world, nothing surprises me anymore.
That's some great old ones shit right there.
Yeah, we're at the point where I think any zombie movie that doesn't have some subset of the population immediately running towards them, calling fake news out, is not going to be believable. So,
okay.
I absolutely believe that someone would worship these kinds of crazy things.
All right, so that is your...
Certainly doesn't surprise Rip Slag Cheek.
Temple action. Okay, Seymour at the info broker. Your info broker doesn't know much about that, but he knows someone who might. A fella named Flint the Spirit Trafficker. And he hangs out at this abandoned warehouse where people gather for this weird spirit possession contest. And he says, yeah, and Flint, he knows all about the weird cults in this town. I don't have my finger on the pulse except for most of the weird, well-known ones. But if you find him there tonight and get on his good side, he can probably tell you more about him. Anything else you want to try to get from your contact while you're here? I didn't make you roll for anything there.
Did you say he runs an illegal possession contest?
Yes.
I think we're all still reeling from that one.
That's sweet,
okay.
man.
It's like, do we have time to go? Yes, we
love this town.
Let's go there.
Yeah. He says, well, I've never been myself, but yeah, apparently contestants he has a ghost ready and it possesses them. I don't know how they judge it. Like, how charming they are while they're possessed, or
I assume they have a lip sync battle at the end.
Rip TiVos these episodes.
It's like The Masked Singer, but with ghosts. Is that the idea?
I mean, Isn't that what you were literally trying to get better at?
Yeah, we're definitely going there.
That's
all right.
sweet.
We'll leave that to hang for a minute. And Silver, you're going to meet your friend Bajo. Now, are you going to his home turf, or are you going to have kind of his etiquette lessons that you give him, where you meet in a charter stone
I'm
tea
not going to
house?
sully the hems of my robes with the area that he.
Very wise. Very wise.
And
that's Charter Hall, right? So you just have to cross the bridge into Charter Hall,
right.
And you've got a tea house. This might even be one of your regular appointments because you meet with them,
yes,
fairly often. So you can make, as you're making small talk and like, no, don't put your fist in the teacup sorts of lessons. Do not punch the waiter. He's only doing his job. You can make a roll just to see how much sort of general information you can get out of him. I know you're looking for information about the cult, but he is often a source of more and sundry info as well.
So are we looking at a finesse or?
Your thought. I mean, this is kind of a classic consort situation because
okay. Well,
you're hanging out, drinking with them and making merry.
Yeah, I can only roll one die for consort, but you're right.
Okay. Or if you want to try to sway him, I'm open to. So, and again, the way the game is supposed to work is I'm not ever supposed to say it has to be this role. You can make a case for using other things. Sometimes it's not plausible. Like you're not going to try to attune to Bajo's spirit and get this out of.
You can always stress it up too and roll 2 twos.
I mean, I don't really need to. I mean, we're friends, and
yeah. Totally.
I provide him a service. He provides me information.
Exactly, and this is like
so
a low.
I think this is a friendly chat between friends, and I'm
exactly
sure he'd be happy to tell me if there's anybody else suffering from the attentions of the tenebrous worm cult.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to see how. This is one of those situations where a failure doesn't harm you in any way. It's just kind of a better roll gets you more good stuff.
Right. Well, let's just go for a straight up consort.
Nice. I like it. It's a good call.
Okay, well, that's not much. So maybe he doesn't know much.
He doesn't have anything on the cult, but he doesn't want to leave you hanging here. And he says, actually, I heard about this crew in your neck of the woods at Six Towers. Call themselves the Divers. And they are they're a salvage crew, right? They go underwater. They go into old abandoned houses looking for salvage that they sell for people. Sounds like they make some money off of it, but there's a crew that keeps robbing them when they can find them. So they're kind of on the down low. If, say, a local gang was able to offer some protection to them, you might be able to get some money out of it, or maybe some of the good stuff out of their loot. And he says, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows one of these kids, and they're kids, it sounds like, but pretty smart, but pretty naive. I could, if your crew is interested, I could put you in touch and maybe see if you could offer them some kind of, protection in exchange for consideration.
Okay, that is excellent information, and I will take that back to my crew, and we will certainly be in touch.
Okay. All right. Now, which fork do I use for the water?
The really round one.
Yes. We have a long way to go, don't we?
Okay. Let us reconvene at the manor house now. You can share information and decide if there's anything you want to do.
Yeah, I swung by Salia's, but I guess he wasn't home, so I got nothing, guys. Sorry.
What?
Well, I got some information about a crew of divers. They're called the Divers, and they do salvage, and they're people who are robbing them, and they may be good allies.
And in game terms, they could be considered a kind of turf, actually, or expanding your influence and wealth. You're not going to go to the spirit possession party?
Yeah,
I'm going to go to the spirit possession party. Yes, just waiting for the moment.
I'm not trying to nudge you toward that. Okay, do you want to talk about your plan? Are you going to go to this thing first, or do you want to move ahead to prepare for? It sounds like what's going to be a confrontation with this cult.
I'm going to need explosives for this cult.
Okay. You've got a couple days to go shopping or to make something.
And I think Gun's gonna need some gear too. But I don't think she can shoot them all.
Well,
Don't sell guns short.
I guess we only need to shoot one, don't we? We only need to take care of the big guy.
And don't you know Flint the spirit trafficker?
As an enemy.
Oh, really?
Oh, great.
Well, what are the odds?
Ooh, maybe you should stay home while we go to the illegal ghost possession contest. It doesn't sound like you'd enjoy it anyway.
I say, this is terrible. I think it's too good to pass up. Besides, this is like what good stories are made of, right? You go to your enemy's stronghold because you need something from them. Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, let's do that. I say let's do it.
Okay. So this is in an old warehouse in the docks, on the way into the docks district. And you can actually see your old friend, the Bowmore Bridge, actually across the canal from where you are. And from your information merchant, your information gatherer, you've got the location and the password to get in, or just the who you need to nod to get in. So you make your way in there. It is a empty, abandoned warehouse, as I said, but it is laid out with a bar over in one corner, a stage up against one wall where you assume the action is happening. It is not jam-packed with people, but it does have a clientele, and a very mixed clientele it is. You see some people who look like they're weird, might be cultists themselves from the look of them. They're not the Tenebrous Worm cult people. You see a person you recognize, a famous personage, Lord Strangford, who is a captain of one of the Leviathan blood fleets and a powerful noble in his own right, appears to be slumming it for the weirdness of the event in and of itself. People from all social circles, though, here, only sharing apparently a weird predilection for watching people be possessed by spirits for sport.
What could be better?
And you see Rip, your old enemy?
I mean, this is Flint is on my strange friends as a negative. I said enemy. Is that what that really means? Like,
it is a negative relationship. Yeah, it doesn't mean necessarily he's a mortal enemy.
Right.
But he's not a friend. He is in the middle of the crowd, greeting people. He has some kind of minion with him, with a scroll, taking notes. Is it people signing up? Is it people making wagers? You're not sure. By the stage is a person, though, at a table, and there's a sign saying, "Sign up if you dare." Presumably for contestants tonight. And again, there's people from all social circles if you want to mingle with anyone, or if anyone wants to sign up, or if you want to interact with Flint, who, according to your information guide, is the person who might have something to say about the cults.
Willie's very much into signing up for this. Because, this sounds like it's right up his alley. This sounds like it might be even more intense than just
you might have a new vice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
he'd be. Willie puts himself forward as to the rest of the crew as quite happy to sign up for this if needed.
Okay. Are there any other people who'd want to volunteer first?
I have no interest in volunteering to be possessed.
No, thank you.
Okay. And now that you're more fully in, you see up on the stage, actually a curtain has opened now, and there are racks of spirit bottles and like just humming with electroplasmic energy up on the stage. And presumably this is the source of the possessing spirits. So let's hear. So it sounds like Willie is going up to sign up and make his X on the sign up sheet.
Yes. Colum immediately regrets thinking of this. But yeah, Willie is
you don't
going
have to.
for it.
Okay.
No, hell, no. He would totally go for this.
Seymour, are you
Okay.
going to go talk to Flint?
Sure.
Okay. And is anybody going to go with Seymour to talk to Flint as well?
I mean, Rip really wants to, but he's got just enough
I
self-awareness
always
to
go
think
with
that would be a bad idea.
Okay.
I
It's too
always
distracting.
Seymour, so I'll go with him.
Okay. So Silver and Seymour are going up to talk to Flint. Willie's going up to sign up, apparently.
Yeah, what's my entry fee? Is there an entry fee?
Oh, hell no. You're the
main attraction.
entertainment man. People wouldn't be here and spending money without you and making bets.
All right. Yeah, he's into this.
I've changed my mind. I think I'd like to go talk to the captain.
Lord Strangford? Okay.
Yes,
That sounds good. Okay.
Oh,
so hold on.
may I accompany you, Silver?
of course.
Excellent.
Okay. Oh, good. I wrote you down next to each other. So you're going to talk to Lord Strangford. Seymour is going to talk to Flint. Willie is going to sign up. And it doesn't seem like crap tons of people are going to sign up, but I guess it doesn't take many. Gunn, what are you up to?
I don't know if Gunn came along on this rodeo,
Okay.
if I'm being frank.
It doesn't sound like your jam.
No, I think she stayed home, got drunk.
Okay. Awesome. Roll for drunk. Okay. So let us have Rip and Silver talk to Lord Strangford. He is a tall, powerfully built man. He is, some nobles make a lot of money by contracting ships and hiring captains to go out. He does that too, but he is famously one who has gone out into the treacherous seas to hunt these massive demons whose blood fuels most of Duskwall and a lot of the Empire for that matter. People are talking to him like hangers on and people trying to curry favor with him, and he seems kind of bored with them. He's clearly eager for the events to stop so he can cut them loose. How do you try to make an entry here?
I don't know. Can I do a little eye contact? Like a flirtatious type of thing. That's what I'm good
Getting his
at.
attention? Sure.
Yeah.
That's your open. So yes. So I think get a roll to see if you can lure him away. On the upside, it seems like he wants to be lured away.
What's that one? Is that a sway? Is that a finesse? Is that what is that? What the hell is that?
Oh, I could see either finesse or sway, actually.
Well, let's just go with finesse and see how that works.
Yeah, if you can make just the right gesture and the nod in the right direction.
4. 3 actually is the highest roll.
Oh, 3 is the highest. Okay. Yeah, he sees you and nods politely. You seem a little more interesting than the crowd, but you're going to have to if you're going to talk to him, you'll have to compete with the rest of the crowd here. If you'd done any better, he might have pulled away and talked one-on-one with you.
Okay, well, I'm going to need Rip here then to come up with a stunning plan.
Oh dear, stunning plans aren't my best thing.
Though, okay, so one thing I didn't
lure him in to talk to us.
I blew through that roll a little fast. Rip, you did have the option of spending a stress to aid, like maybe to try to distract some of the hangers on or something like that, which would have given Silver one more die to work with. If
Sounds
you didn't
good to
have
me.
something of your own you wanted to do.
I don't have anything special. I think I can take on a stress for that purpose.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to remember not to blow through rolls before we look at all possible options. So throw one more die in there, Silver.
All right, taking on stress. Got it.
Still 3.
Okay,
Still 3.
Didn't help. Okay, so yeah, you might be able to get in a word.
Try it again.
You're just kind of like milling around him now. Maybe you can get on word with him before the festivities start. Maybe not. Okay, here we got Seymour now talking to Flint, and he's just taking a note. You step up to him, and without looking up, he says, yes?
I would just pick his brain. I'd say, I hear you might have an in with the tenuberous worms.
What is a tenebrous worm? He says. I'm not sure I've heard of such a thing. He's clearly playing coy. And the message is like, and why am I telling you what I know?
You want to bust a move?
I'm going to bust out my fine bottle of whiskey, and I'm going to take a sip, and I'm going to set it down in front of him, and I'm going to say, a mutual associate of ours said you may be able to help me. I need to have words with them.
Okay. So it sounds like we're moving toward a die roll to try to persuade him one way or another to work with you.
Yeah, can I do a sway?
Sure, that sounds good. How good is that whiskey?
I mean, it says fine bottle.
Okay.
So I think it's 2d6 good.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a 5.
A 5. Okay. I can offer you information, but I'll want something back for you. We don't give away things for free in this world. Was that your friend signing up for the spirit possession? He says, looking over at Willie. He clearly noted who came in together.
Workplace proximity associate.
Nice. Does he have any experience with spirits? A little insider information on the gambling could help me considerably.
I've not worked with Willie for a long time.
Well.
But I can say he's about as tough and scrappy as they come.
Physically.
And mentally.
All right. Well, I suppose that's worth a little something. The tenebrous worm people, I don't know much about them. They've not been in existence very long, and they have something to do with Lord Skurlock. He often works through cults and sometimes conjures cults out of thin air somehow. So make of that what you will.
Well, I take another swig of my whiskey and I offer him one again.
Oh, he likes a good drink.
Then I'll take my leave and I'll say, enjoy the night's festivities.
I shall indeed. Okay, so people are going around. There's a chart of who's participating. Wagers are made, and they go with the newest contestant in the match. What was your name again, sir? An announcer says.
Mr. William Two Teeth.
Master?
Mr.
Pardon, sir. William Two Teeth is our first contestant. Place any bets at the bar that you have not made yet. Again, there are many bets available. Time until he becomes dispossessed, harm that befalls him along the way, chances of survival, all of them our odds are wide open on this fellow since he hasn't been here before.
I'd certainly head over to the bar.
Okay. You gonna place any bets on Willie?
I am. Is it an over-under? I mean, over-under on time, or?
Yeah, there's an over-under on time. There's, and it's actually fairly high with Willie, meaning that they don't think he's going to break free of possession very quickly.
And then you said, well, I mean, I might as well bet on my friend living.
Okay. Or do you want to hedge?
I mean,
like I lost Willie, but I made some money.
No, I think he's going to come out of this on his feet still.
Okay, and that's even odds, actually. Survival
is even odds, and is it just what if I bet the under?
Let's see. So they do the time, so it's a straight bet. So they've got like about 5 minutes on him. So it's an even bet on either side of the over under. So you can
so if I bet the under, is it just 50-50 still?
Yeah.
Even payout. Okay, that then I'm just, is everything just even?
For sake of convenience,
okay.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Then I'll bet he lives.
Okay, and you're betting basically one coin on your bet or bets?
That's what I've got.
Excellent.
Because the guy in the pit has the purse.
Excellent.
Or on the stage, rather.
And then the announcer says, Mr. Flint will be up in just a moment to select the spirit, of course, at random.
Of course, at random.
This all gives me an idea.
Uh-huh.
I say very quite loudly in a carrying voice to Rip, I heard Mr. Two Teeth has been through this before and survived. I think his odds are excellent. And then I hope that the captain hears me.
Yes, he dispatches a servant over to make one more quick bet and nods at you.
Willie's excitement at undertaking this is matched only by his regret at undertaking.
And Flint steps up and says, yes, before I select, do I see my old friend Rip Slagcheek out there? Well, lovely to see you out and about. And he looks at you carefully, Willie, to see if you react to the name.
Nope. I make sure that I am unflinching.
Okay. I think you can. Well, this guy's a pretty talented observer of human nature. How are you going to try to pull this off? You get the impression that it could go badly for you if he realizes you're a friend of his enemy.
Well, as I said, he was just going to be just unflinching and, not even bat an eyelid at the mention of the slag cheek name.
Okay. Gosh, I don't know if there's really a good skill for that.
I guess it would have to be sway, wouldn't it?
I suppose so, yeah.
Well, I've got nothing in sway, but I could take a stress, which would give me 1, right?
It's 2 stress to bump your own up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And you're about to be possessed.
Yeah. I could take, because if I have nothing in sway.
If you're at 0, you roll 2 dice and take the lower, yeah.
And take the lower. Or I could stress and take 1.
Yep.
Which is actually the better deal. Or is it the better deal? Well, fuck it.
Push yourself as 2, yeah.
Fuck it. What do you think? Think I should stress or roll the
I think
2
you
and
should
take the
you
lower?
should save your stress for whatever check you have to make to survive the ghost.
Well, I still only get to take 2 stress, though. It's not like I can take 6
you
stress.
can't. Uh-huh.
You can only take 2 stress, right? You
can
only
in
bump
one
yourself,
sitting, yeah.
Yeah, you can only bump yourself once.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I will roll the 2. What?
I got a question. What's a spirit bane charm? Is that something that I could toss to Willie to help him out with this, or?
You could, yeah. I think it might violate the rules.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's a good thought, though. I like
Should have
it.
thought of that beforehand. Sorry, Willie.
Okay, did you make your roll, Willie?
That's a 5 and a 4. A 4. That's
okay, a
not too
4.
bad.
All right.
With that.
Yeah, so he raises an eyebrow somewhat suspiciously, but he doesn't seem to get a glimpse of the glimpse of recognition he was looking for. Says, "All right," and he turns a crank, and the whole rack of spirit jars spins around, and then one ends up on a side. He grabs it. He's like, "Are you ready, William Two Teeth?"
Oh, I'm ready. Bring it on.
All right. He uncaps the flask, and all of you in the crowd see a flash of greenish light and a human shape flash out of the jar and then disappear into Willie Two Teeth. Flint steps away. The announcer has stepped away, so it's just Willie and his ghost on the stage. And he starts swaying about in the thralls of spirit possession. You get the sense that this is not this is just kind of a general angry spirit who's not happy to be here, Willie. So it is there, and you are hoping to get away from it.
Okay, I think this will be in a tune.
It seems like it probably would be, yes.
Okay, and I've got nothing in a tune.
Okay.
So, do I take stress and roll 1, or do I do the same and roll 2 and take my lower? Jesus, that's a nasty bargain. Fuck it. This is what life's all about.
Don't roll yet. It is possible that one of your compadres can try to help you in this, perhaps by trying to attune subtly to aid you.
Can that be done from this distance?
By somebody who's skilled at attuning. I mean, you have the skill to, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not, I'm still unclear about how the mechanics of this thing works. Is there a range, or, I just never really...
You can step close enough to the stage, yeah.
Okay, then. I will do an aid or help ever.
Okay. So in game terms, you would spend a stress, and you are trying to really subtly get in there and help drive the spirit out of Willie.
Yes.
Okay. So Willie, that gives you a die. So that takes you from 0 to 1, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to spend the stress?
Oh, of course. I'm taking the stress.
Okay. But
so I'm spending a stress too. Is that right?
Yeah, you're spending a stress. Willie would have to spend 2 stress.
I'm spending 2, yeah. So
Got it. Well, I'm just racking it up today.
2 dice.
Okay. Would you like a devil's bargain, Willie, for another die?
Yes, I would.
Oh, what would this devil's bargain be?
Always take the devil's bargain.
This just gets better and better.
All right. If you succeed, you will have taken on this ghost mission of vengeance. And there's going to be some tasks you need to do to perform for this ghost. You're not even clear on what it is. It's going to burn itself into your brain, and you're going to feel a compulsion to do it. And it might hit you any time.
Stop talking.
If you accept this bargain.
I accept. Absolutely.
Okay.
Damn
so
right.
that's,
I'm taking
you're up
that.
to 3
That
dice.
fun.
You're a wild ghost rider here.
3 2s coming our way.
And so a few minutes have elapsed at this point because it's like Willie, not a veteran of attuning, like is trying to get a grip on where he is and indeed who he is. And you watching in the crowd see him like running back and forth, dropping to the floor from time to time, waving around exorcist style. We are ready for your roll, I believe.
Okay. There we go. 5. I have 2 4s and a 5.
Okay, a 5.
Not bad.
All right. You managed to break out, and you managed to do it inside the betting round, but you're going to take another harm from this one.
Okay.
And it is going to be addle-brained, level 1 harm. And that's going to give you an impact, a negative thing on doing things. I don't know, if you're trying to build a bomb or something. I don't know. And remember, this hasn't come up today. You can make a roll to limit the impact of a harm. You suffer 6 stress minus your roll, which would be the one with a tune in it. You don't have to do this.
Oh, yeah,
so it would be your resolve. Okay. And one of the things you guys took as Sun Chasers is whenever you do a resistance roll, you get an extra die.
Okay.
So how many dice?
2 die, or do I just have the 1?
So you've got.
Well, I've got nothing in resolve. I have no
nothing
resolve.
in resolve. Holy shit!
No, it's
so you get the 1.
He has no resolve. It's his whole
Okay.
life. His whole thing is life is a coin toss.
So
There's
you're gonna
resolve.
You'll erase this harm, but you're gonna take 6 stress minus whatever you roll on this 1 die.
Bring it on. Okay, I'm rolling the die. That is a 4, so I take 2 stress.
2 stress. Okay. Well, you came out of that pretty good. Okay, and. So after a while, Willie is standing again and he grits his teeth and you see the green humanoid shape coming back out. It pops out. Flint holds the spirit jar back out, waves his hands overly theatrically, and the spirit is sucked back into the spirit jar. And the announcer says, 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right.
And there's like applause. Oh, good job, little guy.
Wow. Willie's got a new favorite hangout.
I politely golf clap.
Yay. Gunn, what are you up to at home right now?
I think she's found a board game that she's trying to figure out. While she has like a couple of bottles that are kind of scattered around her, and she's just not making heads or tails of it.
What I see is like you and Gregor are sitting at either ends of like a chessboard and just like staring at the pieces.
No, so you can move, but you can't move that piece because because that's a bishop. You can't move them back and forth like that. They can only go.
When do they kill?
When you land on a piece, man. I just, do you want to just go back to something else? I don't know.
Punching bag.
Yeah, I'll probably throw up again. That'll be fun.
All right, back at the Illegal Spirit Possession Club. Who made a bet, you get to collect an extra coin in your winnings because Willie beat.
Yay!
Yep. And Lord Strangford, his minion collects his winnings, and Lord Strangford nods, gives like his little half bow to you, Silver.
Oh, and I do sort of a little curtsy and smile at him.
Okay, so we could say you are you have contact with Lord Strangford now, and in future at gatherings, if you run into him, he'll be open to your conversational gambits. If you want to note that to yourself.
I'll make a note of that.
Okay. Other hapless souls now offer themselves up as some of the more experienced contenders, and some of them are like actually up the difficulty level and ask for some of the more difficult spirits. And so good fun. Good, healthy, wholesome fun is had by all.
Family fun for everyone.
Yes. All right. Well, we are past 9:30 now, and I think pretty well set up for. It sounds like your crew's next job will be to have a go at this cult that's meeting at the park.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds
Okay.
like fun.
Any points of order? Anything anyone wants to ask about or make sure we're aware of before we wrap up for the night?
I'm useless in a pitched battle. So
I'm very handy at a pitch battle. I'm really planning on whatever we're doing. I want to go heavy.
Yeah, we're gonna need to plan it a bit more because it's it's gonna be tricky.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, and remember,
game. We can just
Well, yeah. And I mean, I would share the information that I got, and I said we could just cut to the chase and go for Skurlock.
Oh, that's true. He did
He's
reveal
behind
that
all this.
Skurlock's behind all this. He is
Yeah,
a
one
much
step at a
harder
time, but-
target, though.
Yeah, he's
One
gonna be
step
a
at a time.
hard target.
I'm all for bringing down Lord Skurlock, but yes, it's not a job to go into without extensive planning.
We just need to realize that we're going to be playing Whack-A-Cult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't take out Von Damme just right away.
No.
I've seen hard target. Doesn't work.
The grenades just make him really dirty.